This episode of Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast is sponsored by Podcorn. Podcorn is a marketplace connecting podcasters to amazing podcast sponsorship opportunities such as host read ads, like this one, interview segments, topical discussions, and more. With Podcorn, there's no middleman. Podcasters of all sizes can browse and choose opportunities right on the platform, set their own rates, collaborate with brands directly without any exclusivities. They made it so easy for us to sign up and pitch to brands ourselves to get sponsors like we are right now. You never give up any of the rights to your podcast, and Podcorn is here to support you at every step and ensure you're protected and compensated for the work that you do for your brands. The marketplace mission is to give podcasters transparency, creative freedom, and full control of how and when we monetize. Click the link in the description below to sign up to Podcorn and start browsing sponsorship opportunities now.
Jeff Dye's Friendship. Jeff Dye's Friendship. Jeff Dye's Friendship. Jeff Dye's Friendship. Jeff Dye has friends. No, really, Jeff has friends. Jeff's friends are on this podcast. Jeff Dye's Friendship. Jeff Dye's Friendship. Jeff Dye's Friendship. Jeff Dye's Friendship.
Friendship.
And welcome to episode 98 of the Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast, bringing friendship right into your house. That's my friend Bub trying to get in up on this episode. He got in a little bit, actually. Welcome back. This is the Friendship Podcast, the podcast where I introduce you to my friends to prove to you they're real, to prove to you they're great, and so you can get to know them. Friendship is family. Friends are more unconditional and sometimes better than than any other thing in the world. If you make it that way, I love this our next guest. He's a sweetheart. He's a really great guy. He works at the Comedy and Magic Club. He's a comedian. He works for an ice cream distributor. He is a music enthusiast. He knows pretty much everything about records and stuff. He just started buying tapes because his car plays tapes. I don't know anybody that collects tapes. He's a really, 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 really great guy, and we are super happy to have my friend on episode 98 of Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast, ARY AZIZIAN. We are very excited to have him, and we want you to meet him. If you are a podcast Patreon member, or just a Patreon member, we are very happy to have you. We want to thank you for your contribution. You are helping these dreams come true, and these episodes happen, and you're keeping the lights on, baby. So we love you guys. We want to thank you guys for being so cool and supportive. If you're not a Patreon subscriber, go to patreon.com/Jeff Dye. Oh, boy. Bubby, come here. You're a little too adventurous right now for the intro, okay? If you would like to go to the Patreon and subscribe, it's /Jeff Dye, patreon.com/Jeff Dye. You get access to me. You can text me. You can message me. You can leave comments and remarks. We post the podcast every Wednesday, so you can watch it, get something fresh on your Wednesday morning started. Also, you will get free tickets to every stand-up comedy show that you show up to. You show up, you will have tickets waiting. You'll get a meet and greet. I've had a lot of people take me up on it. It's been fantastic to get to meet you guys personally. Big thank you to Cheryl Dennison, who came out to Tampa. Your son made me a Hulk Hogan Lego action figure, and I want to thank you for that personally. I love you guys. Without further ado, enjoy the episode. And just like that, it's podcast time. I'm very excited to bring you.
Like Power Rangers there.
What?
It's podcast time. Like it's morphin time.
Oh, we could try to maybe make something like. We'll do that when we get the Green Ranger in here.
Yeah.
We're having the Green Ranger come on the
Hopefully.
pod.
No way. I don't want to jinx it because he's. It's interesting. I can't wait till he's on. But he's like we emailed him, and because we don't think he's not. He
lives in Texas.
Yeah, so we're just like, hey, we'd love to have you on, and then he'll whenever you're available, right? Because it's not really up to us if he doesn't live here.
Well, and that's like he's treating it like it's a TV show. Like I can't wait to do it.
And then he'll email us back like, can't wait. What are you guys thinking? We're like, whenever you're free, bud.
You can do it this Wednesday. That'd be great. Fly on in here. Find a place to sleep.
Whenever you're free, man, we'd love to have you. And then, great. He's like, sorry. And then like a week later, sorry, I've been busy traveling. What are you guys thinking? Like, Whenever you're free, dog.
I
Like,
know.
Green Power Ranger.
Well, wasn't he also like the white
he was
Power
the White
Ranger?
Ranger too. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, not just racially. He was the White Ranger.
He was the green
who was
first.
green.
He was green first.
No, let me finish. He was the White Ranger.
Yes.
Who was green.
Yeah, right.
But then when he became the White Ranger, who was the White
He was
Ranger?
also white.
White guy.
White on white.
Yeah,
Did not know
super
that.
Caucasian White Ranger, super Caucasian Green Ranger.
I
Yeah.
think the pink one or the yellow one. They were both girls, right?
Yes,
Yes.
they were my
one
favorites.
of them was the dance instructor at my high school.
You're kidding.
No.
Yeah, and she
way.
was like a dance instructor / she did all the stunts.
What
too.
high school did you go to?
South High School in Torrance.
The Asian one was yellow. Is she Asian or is she the pink
no, she
white
was
one?
white, pink white. So she was
Okay.
pink. That's what it was.
There's a
I don't
comic
remember her
Oh
name.
my
that
gosh.
used to have a joke. His name was Jim. He's this young kid who's like in junior high, and he's like, "Why are all the Power Rangers their colors match their race? The Black Ranger was black. The Pink Ranger was a girl. The Yellow Ranger was Asian. He's like,
Yeah.
the White Ranger was white. He's like, I'm glad they didn't go a step further on all those stereotypes. You know, like." Turn down your music, Black Ranger. And
Yeah.
don't let the Yellow Ranger drive? She crashed the van
Well,
last time.
They did a little bit because the Black Ranger did like hip hop keto.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So like
Wow.
before he would fight, there'd be 3 dudes. He would like break dance and then fight.
But is
was
it
like,
really that
ooh.
inaccurate?
I don't know.
Yeah, black guys dance. We talk about that all the time. It's weird. So this is an interesting conversation. This is just where we'll start right here. So we were talking about this. Like sometimes when you're just being descriptive, you can be misconstrued as like racist or like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I hand you a pen and paper and say, draw a black guy, and then you're like, okay. And then you draw like kind of like a wider nose, be like, oh man, oh, you think all black? And it's like, no, that when you draw a thing, how do you draw a Jewish guy and not
Dude,
make
that
it
would-
inherently anti-Semitic?
That would just be my nightmare because I'm just a bad drawer, first
Yeah.
of all, too. So that would just be
Draw a
like,
Jewish
I
guy,
didn't mean it. I
put
just
like a big
I have no
nose on
talent.
him.
I have no talent. I didn't
Yeah.
mean it. Yeah.
Well, that's what you're doing. You're playing on like describing things, and you're just going, I don't know.
Yeah, drawing anybody, if you're not
Yeah.
an artist, it's gonna be bad.
But the Black Ranger also like I bet in his argument is like, dude, I dance all the time. I'll be the dancing one. In my
Yeah.
audition, I dance well. That's how I booked the part.
Yeah.
And then there were like, but then viewers are going, we can't say that thing that they do.
Yeah.
Did they get really upset?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying that nowadays, he was like,
I
he
actually
felt.
saw a tweet about it yesterday.
Really?
People are like, I can't believe they made this guy do this. Like him dancing before he fought.
But also like, it's so a thing.
Yeah, I know. Then I think they got super cautious about it because the next batch of Power Rangers, they switched. The Black Ranger turned
You
out
talking
to
about the recent movie?
no.
Oh, because I was gonna say that was too woke for my taste.
Yeah, no. It was like
They're like, one of them will be a lesbian and the other one will
Yeah.
struggle with autism. And you're like,
Yeah.
what?
No, this
we
was
didn't need that.
this was still in the 90s. It was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original 5.
Nice.
Then there was like a new batch, but still Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Then the original movie with like Ivan Ooze. Remember that one?
Mm-mm. I mean, I don't know any much about
so,
it. But.
So they made a movie. It was with like a new cast. The Black Ranger was an Asian guy.
See, that's great.
The white
There gives no wiggle room for any
and
sort
the
of.
Yellow Ranger was a black girl.
Okay.
Clever.
Switch that shit.
Yeah,
Why do it? In this,
Flip-flop
I
that
get in
shit.
this era. Like I'd never be offended by it. But just to be safe, let's make the Pink Ranger a guy and not a gay guy. A straight, like just a straight white dude.
Yeah,
He's like, I
dude.
wear pink. Like let's break those down. I'm not doing anything on the nose.
He got his jumpsuit last.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll take it.
I'll
it's
take it.
fine.
Yeah, I should have been here
I'm
earlier.
woke.
They just or they
You
needed
know, us gay guys are always late.
they needed a replacement.
And they're like, is that even true?
Like, all right,
He's even taken a stereotype and put a twist on it.
We found
That's the best if you do the wrong stereotypes.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
just don't even make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're not offensive. at
Oh,
all.
no father? You must be Swedish. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how those Swedes, they're always like having babies and just leaving them.
deadbeats.
Yeah, the kids can only get out of Sweden if they play hip hop or play basketball or rap. Like, I don't think you know Sweden. You're like, I'm just making this up. I'm
Yeah.
spitballing. You said, so this is something that's interesting for the people. Our guest, by the way, Ari, in the house.
Hello.
I know you from working at Comedy Magic Club.
Raucous,
Yep.
raucous
And then
o'clock
because
plus.
of just hanging out there, I treat that place kind of like a family. Like I like Bill, I like Richard, I feel like Mike, I feel like it's kind of like my little safe place.
Yeah,
like that's
I love
my
all of those guys. Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks
like
for
a
having
family.
me, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
for
Yeah.
being
And
here,
then
dude.
through that, I got to hang out with you. And then you come over for like wrestling parties, and then we kind of became pals and see at coffee shops. And
Yeah.
I get you jobs.
You got me jobs that I
you
walk
lose.
out on. I'm so sorry.
It was so funny. I like go to this coffee shop so often that I made a recommendation on a hire, like as a regular customer.
Can
and
I
they're like,
apologize about that? I never apologized
It's a
to you.
funny story though.
Oh man,
It is a funny
What
story.
happened?
So
That's
embarrassing.
it. Like he needed a job, and he lives in that area, and I ran into him there a few times. So I was just like, yeah, and he would probably love this job. He's perfect for it. Young guy who's like hip, like loves music. Like that's all the people that work there, like musicians
Yeah.
and like young artists.
I
and
was
stuff.
going there so often. I was like, might as well just work here.
Yeah.
Make some money.
So I put in a rec, and they're like, yeah, we'll hook that guy up. Yeah, let's like whatever.
Jeff was like, you sure you want this job? I was like, yeah, I can for sure do this job. So he goes out of his way, recommends me. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I get the job. I'm there for maybe 2 months. And everybody I worked with was just so bizarre. They're all like these like Instagram influencing type people.
Yes.
So it's like that was fine. The customers
well, appearing to be not the Instagram
yes,
influencer types.
Totally.
Like if you were to look at them in profile, you go, they're not Instagram influencers, but then they are.
you look at their accounts, they're
Yeah,
like
it's-
25,000 followers. So they're not like cool to talk to.
We're not vibing.
The clientele that's coming in, it was the other location. They were super rich. I don't know,
Oh.
like what's that village called? Kenneth Village.
I don't know
It's
that.
like
I've never been to
Beverly
that
Hills
location.
of Burbank. I didn't even know that. Yeah. So they're all like irate rich people.
Oh, interesting.
They were like, so I'm getting it from both ends. And then I come in like every morning at like 5 or 6, and there's like a hole in the wall with like drywall, like patchwork over it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we're doing some construction. That's cool. Like, no, the manager got like angry last night. He punched a hole in the wall. I'm like, good
Oh
lord.
my god.
That's my boss.
3 times in 2 months. So I was
he
like,
just keeps appearing.
I'm gonna quit before I get punched in the face.
It's a good call.
Well, yeah, where
That was a
were
good
you
call.
working? The Church of Scientology?
Yeah.
Is that their coffee shop?
So one day I took my 15-minute break and I decided I'm done.
I
And
love
never,
the way you quit.
I never
you
came
quit the
back.
way I used to quit from jobs, and then also
Only
like
way to go.
that's what it is. It's a little karma. It's like God's like, Jeff, you used to do this all the time.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right.
That's the only way to go, man. You gotta just go. You just go.
I feel like that, but the universe. I like that you're agreeing because the universe typically
It's a
disagrees
bad
me
move.
with you on this.
It's a really bad.
Everyone's
move.
like, no,
don't know,
it's not
man.
professional. You should whatever. And then like I break up with people like that. Like I just like ghost them. Just
This
like,
is my mentality. I was like, I'll put my 2 weeks notice in, but if I got fired, would they give me a 2 weeks notice if I got fired?
No.
No, so I'll just
they
leave
wouldn't.
right
They
now
wouldn't. Exactly.
because I can't handle this job for 5 more minutes.
Seriously.
So,
Or also like that guy that punches the wall, he's gonna do a
He's
no
gonna
call, no
punch
show.
me.
Like
I
when,
think-
yeah, but when he quits, that's not the 2 weeks type.
Me and him were
that-
actually cool too,
Yeah.
which was like suspicious. I was like, okay.
that's the guy that hired you. Yeah.
I think the only way
But-
you put in a 2 weeks notice is if you're like you're cool with that place and
But-
you're leaving on good terms, right?
It's like if you're dating, you're like, she seems like a cool chick, but there's holes all over the walls. Red flag. No,
You
go
know what's
ahead.
the best part? I still go get coffee there all the time.
Hell yeah, dude.
They like you. They talk to you.
Yeah, I get free coffee sometimes.
Whoa.
It's great.
Yeah, they're like he didn't fit in.
I
But
guess it worked
still a
out.
good guy.
I guess it worked
Bubby,
out.
stop, man.
He's
He's cute.
He's getting so
he's
hyper.
insane right now.
He's just chewing on everything. He's I
adorable.
can't tell if he's hungry or a baby.
He's a hungry baby.
Just put his mouth on everything. It's just literally there. That's what
Yeah,
babies
he was
do.
a little grumpy earlier, I think.
He's happy now. But that's an interesting thing. Is that I've been dealing with this puppy. Everyone on my social media that listens to this is well aware of my journeys with this puppy the last few weeks. But you just got a kitten.
Yes.
So you're sort of going through the same thing.
Yeah, my parents at their house,
Yeah.
they got a kitten, and our last cat lived to be like 22 or something
cats-
ridiculous.
So that cat just slept
Castle forever.
Yeah, that
and
cat,
occasionally ate.
and it could be still alive. It like ran away. So
Oh no.
it's either coyotes or
If it's 20 years old, it's just lost.
It's
It's got like
lost.
dementia. And it's like, I think I live in the woods now.
That's what they do, though, right? They just go hide to die.
Yeah.
So maybe it's that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah.
But Felix,
That's a lot of
RIP,
older animals.
He's gone.
Animals don't want you.
Bub, stop.
The new kitten's like this
Oh
though.
no.
Just
That's actually
messing
a funny
stuff up.
clip
It's great.
of like you just see the Bigfoot shaking and then all of a sudden he's fighting
Oh.
that's hey,
No.
let me see that. This thing sheds so much.
Is that the Disneyland Matterhorn Yeti?
No, it's you were half right. It's the Wampa from Star Wars.
Oh,
so
nice.
Star Wars Land, I was like, I'll just buy this.
You went to Star Wars
Disneyland
Land?
is like the king of like impulse buys.
That's true.
Dude, I bought like a Luke Skywalker like orange jacket like he wears like in the thing. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
why did
yeah.
I just
Oh, I bought an Ewok.
I have
beanie.
one of those.
Yeah, you did. I bought it to take the picture on Splash Mountain,
Me
and then
too.
I like threw it away. I
Oh,
can't
really?
find
I was
it
gonna say, who were you with when you went?
I was with my
Anyone
friend
I
Matt
know?
Munn.
No.
My best
Hey,
friend.
Bub.
No.
Bubby. So wait, so listen to this. I thought you were gonna maybe say you were with Aaron Marsh, and I was gonna be like, dude, I bought the same Ewok mask when I was with Aaron Marsh. We're gonna have to
Oh,
Put 'em
he's so
away, I think.
cute.
We're have to put you down, bub.
no.
You had a good run.
Here's something I'm doing that I'm excited about. Starting tomorrow, a woman is coming over, a professional dog trainer. She's going to live in my house for 13 days. She's from a company that I won't name until I know that they're going to maybe give me a discount on this thing.
Okay.
But she's going to live
I have a question.
in my place and literally work with my dog from morning to night. Teach him where to go to the bathroom, what he can chew on, what he can't chew on. She's going to work with him. She'll work with him for like a bunch of hours. Then they'll take a break so he can like relax or sleep or nap. And then she'll eat probably lunch something. And then right after that, they go right back to school. And they do that for 12 days.
Yeah. Bubby boot camp. I have a question though.
Yeah?
Does she know I exist?
Not yet.
Oh God.
She'll find out tonight when she comes over.
Oh boy.
She's going to come check out the environment.
Oh Jesus.
It's like CPS, you know, they're coming over to say, hey, this doesn't look very safe.
What if that cancels everything out? She's like, I can't do that.
No, she won't care.
Sure hope not.
She knows what she's doing. She's a professional. She goes to people's homes for a
Do you
living.
know who she is? Did you have to interview this
The
person?
company is very, 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 very credible.
Okay.
Also, the company is so grossly expensive that if there was any complaints, it would be like all over Yelp. But it's all like positive things and like that. They're really reputable, but they charge an arm and a leg. And so, but it's worth it.
It's worth it, yeah.
I just come home and my dog is trained.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, he's gonna be good.
He's
now,
a
I can tell.
podcasting
He's
puppy.
he is sort of.
Yeah.
You know, like CrossFit dogs, they don't usually try to do CrossFit.
Right.
They just hang out at the gym. This dog thinks he's on the podcast. He's like, yeah, I'll distract Tony. I'll jump up on here. Hey, maybe I'll take this weird wampa off the shelf. Like he's gonna be a big part of this episode, like he was the last 2 weeks. Because
Oh my
the little
God.
guy-
We should put a GoPro on his head. Remember Letterman had the
yeah,
monkey
that's a
with
good
the
idea.
chimp cam or whatever it was?
Damn.
Just have a bub cam.
That's a good idea.
He's like subtly.
We do
chewing.
have older GoPros,
Old GoPros,
available.
yeah, just strap it on his
That's funny.
leash.
Just move his whole body with his head.
How was Star Wars Land?
Star Wars Land is fantastic, but
Yeah?
I'm frustrated with Disney.
Why?
Because we all love Disney. Right? Who doesn't love Disney? If you don't love Disney, you're weird.
It's
You're a
suspicious,
psychopath. It's literally like built our childhoods. It's like taught us these really great values because of their stories.
Disney
And
and the Beatles. If you don't, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
it makes no sense. Or
Everybody
you're just
likes
trying to be contrarian if you don't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
You're trying to be interesting. Like
Right.
I don't like the thing that everyone else likes. But here's the thing with Disney that I've only started to recently get upset about, or maybe I just never noticed it before. They're doing this new thing where they're like, why give them everything at once? Let's just give them little breadcrumbs. And then they'll just keep having to buy the breadcrumbs. So like Disney Plus, I bought because I wanted The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But then they didn't have Toy Story 4 on it. They didn't have anything else.
Oh.
And they kept going, oh, wait till you see these series that we're going to come out with in a few months or next year. You're like, so I bought this whole service. There wasn't like a big grand opening. It was just kind of like, hey, you want Mandalorian? Buy this thing. You're like, dude, I thought that it would knock my socks off.
Right. I thought they were releasing all the Pixar and Disney.
No, you didn't even get the
cartoons
new
and
one. That would have been another perk. Like, oh, I get to watch
Yeah.
Toy Story 4, and I can watch The Mandalorian, all that stuff. But in their brains, they're just going, no, just give them this. They'll want that, and then we can give them another big thing in a month, and then another big thing, give them that. Instead of just going, here's the grand opening. Aren't you happy you got this?
Right.
Blah, blah, boom. And they did that to me with Star Wars Land. On Star Wars Land, we were there day one. We got
Wow.
there super early. We had to get there at probably 5 a.m.
Oh my.
and then wait till the park opened. So we get our little pre-tickets, our VIP things, and we wait and we go get some breakfast on the lot, which is like only one place is open. You have to pick from their limited menu on the one place. And then we're all just sitting around with other Star Wars fans, and everyone's got all their Disney stuff on, and you're trying to socialize with these people you think you'd have something in common with, but it's tough.
Dude,
Tough.
I felt that way at E3. I'm like, oh, I'm with my people, with my
Yeah.
nerds and gamers, and I just was like scaring people out of line by talking to them
Yeah,
because
they're
they're just not social. So I'm like, oh man, what are you excited for? What do you want to play? I'm like, I like your shirt, and then I turn around, like, dude's gone. He waited for an hour to play a game, and then just said, fuck it, I can't handle this
Yeah.
conversation. I'm just like, did I bully this man? Like,
Right.
I didn't know. Yeah.
And I felt like that. So Disneyland did the same thing. We finally get in. We're all excited now. We're all cheering. We're all running around the little path to get
Yeah.
to the Star Wars land. We finally get there, and everyone runs to whatever they want to do first. And then they're like, "Yep, that's it." You're like, "What about that giant walker they show on the poster?" They're like, "Oh, well, that's not built yet."
Everybody
like-
keeps saying that's false advertising.
It is.
It's not there?
No, and they
Oh.
also didn't. They only opened up like one ride and then a cantina, and they're like, but if when you come back next time, there's a ride that's about the villains where you get to be like a
Yeah.
stormtrooper.
Well-
You're like, why are you making us wait?
Yeah.
I hate to be this guy, and you're going to disagree with me. I already
Okay.
know. But to be fair, didn't you go during a preview?
No.
It was technically, I don't think it opened until technically a month ago. I think it was December when it was it's now open. I think it was all kind of preview openings.
It was not. It was not a preview. They were announcing Star Wars
sure?
Land opens on XXX. It's happening. Come to the thing. It's going on. It's going. Try to be the limited few that get a thing. And it's we were part of, because we weren't
That's what I mean. It's for a limit. It was only a limited thing.
It's still opening. But I feel like it's some sort of new marketing technique. Just give them a little. Just give them a little. And then it's kind of no, open. Just open and that be the thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I drove past this place in Torrance that just opened up a month ago, and I'm not into breweries or anything like that, but it said George Lopez Brewing Company. I'm like, George Lopez, I gotta go. So I pull over, I go, and they have these huge brewery tower things, where they put the beer in it. And I go in there and I get my George Lopez coaster, and they're like, yeah, there's no beer here, so you can't order anything. And I'm like, why did you guys even open then?
Yeah,
just give it. They're like, we get beer in 2 weeks. I'm like, then just stay closed.
That's how I feel.
You can smell us make it.
Yeah, the Brickyard, I'll say by name. I'm at the Brickyard in North Hollywood.
Oh, I don't like that one.
And you go there.
Shout out to
and
the
they're
Brickyard in
like,
Hollywood.
oh yeah, we only have a bottle, bottles of beer in cans.
I have
What do
that
you
at
mean?
home.
We don't have a liquor license. So you're what, a grocery store? It doesn't get a liquor license if you're gonna open a bar.
Yeah.
Or just don't open the bar till you get a liquor. It doesn't make any
It
sense.
doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. And I'm not the Yelper kind of complain at businesses type, but I'm definitely going to complain if you don't have the thing that I think you should have.
Yeah.
Right.
Brewery.
We were
no
all just
beer.
standing there, looking around. I was like, okay.
So what do we buy? A shirt?
Yeah.
Coasters, man.
And
You
I
bought
love
one?
George Lopez.
Got your
so
coasters.
You do?
I'm hanging out
He's
there.
a nice guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only seen him once.
You met him?
No.
Oh, really? I thought you'd have met him.
I saw him
does he not
last
do
year
Magic
at
Club?
Nokia? I don't know.
I got to hang out with him at a Lakers game
Nice.
because I have the highest level of entry at a Lakers game,
Nice.
mixed with the fact that I'm friends with Arsenio, and he came with Arsenio.
Arsenio's
So
the best.
I've got Arsenio vouching for me, and I'm hanging out with the owner. So George Lopez is like, yeah, this guy must be worth friending.
Yes.
So it's pretty cool. And he was super, super nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
Very
really good.
cool. Did you see the Arsenio wall?
I wish I would have
that we
known,
made?
though, to make fun of him about his brewery. I'd have went straight to the top. So you close your doors till you got beer.
Yeah.
You don't just open soft open where we move coasters.
Super soft.
Super
Yeah,
soft
at the
open.
Magic Club. So in the back, behind the scenes of the Comedy Magic Club, I don't even know what you call it. If you ever get the chance to go to that famous green room or walk the halls, there's all these great photos of all the comics who have performed. Not every comic, but if you're a regular or someone they like there, they'll put a picture up of you or whatever they took. But there's a separate wall just for Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
Because he's always comes in through this separate entrance. He will never go through the front.
Right.
He comes down these stairs. So when he walks in, he doesn't even see anyone else. He sees all his images of people that he was
It's
with.
kind of baller.
Yeah.
It's like Muhammad Ali's Walk of Fame star.
I'm saying it with this tone because I'm jealous.
Yeah.
That was a joke that I told Rich, and Rich was like, "Oh, we're gonna make it happen. Get the sign made. It's happening."
I wish Richard
That's
owned a
funny.
network
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
could just sell him a show like that. Hey,
Green
hey, what
light.
about this idea? And then Richard's like, yeah, I love Jeff, and let's do that. That's
Yeah.
that-
Green light
God,
everything.
That'd be great.
yeah, whoever he likes.
The
Hey,
best
but he
was that
knows.
we got all the pictures up, and George Wallace came and he saw it, and George Wallace just goes, "He has a picture with Bill Burr. He doesn't have a picture with me. I'm actually his friend. There's no picture of me with Arsenio." He doesn't know Bill Burr.
That's great. That's really great. I thought you were gonna say George Wallace was jealous that he has his own wall because I feel like a guy that would be
Right.
jealous too. Come on, man, give me a George Wallace wall.
George Wallace the best.
A George Wall.
We want to get his
Yes.
hat actually and put it in a little museum display case for the comics.
You don't have a mannequin head
back.
big enough. George
I'd
Wallace,
be thinking.
no disrespect, he's got the biggest head I've ever seen in my life. I took a photo with him, and his head it's like the skull of just a giant
It
skull.
eclipses your head.
It's so big. And if I post the image, you'll agree. You'll say that's a big ass. That's a
the best.
big ass head.
He's the best.
There was no Lord of the Rings camera tricks going on. He was closer to the camera.
I don't know.
on accident?
That'd be, I mean, maybe there's potential for that because when you see it, it's like when the lead from Princess Bride is on Andre the Giant's back, and you can see the difference between his head and then Andre the Giant's head. That's what it looks like. I mean, it's like you're like, what? What head is that big?
Yeah,
it's alarming.
Because you're not a pinhead.
No, I'm a big 7.5 head.
You're no pinhead.
You're no pinhead.
Let me see here. I gotta let him get away with it because he said I'm no pinhead.
That's right.
I could be like, my head's not giant, but
No, it's not giant.
but to not be a pinhead's pretty great. Let me see if I
It's
can.
just
find.
smaller than my head, which has worked out for me many times when he buys a hat that's too large.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Because then it goes right to me.
And I say, hey, wear this.
Or even if it's like, this hat fits, but I don't like it, I'm like, I can squeeze into it.
The hat just says no pinhead.
Yeah, that's right.
It also helps to be from the same city, where like it's generally the team that he wants to root for too.
Yeah, works out nicely.
All right, Manhattan. I'm trying to find this image because it is worth seeing. Frightening. Dang, I can't find it.
Wait, did you guys grow up together? Like nearby?
Nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Same hometown.
And you guys knew each other since then, obviously? Or did you meet
Kind of.
out
So
here?
he knew my cousins and stuff.
Oh, okay,
She's
cool.
a
Yeah.
little older.
Same schools, but we went to the same elementary, junior high, and high school.
Oh, that's awesome.
How sweet is
Our
that?
parents live like less than a mile away from each other.
Nice.
My dad
That's
married
great.
his mom.
Yeah.
Really?
No, that'd be amazing. It
guys
wouldn't
are
be funny though
brothers.
if we went through all those things,
And that was,
and then that was
seemed
like,
the
why
mo-
didn't you say it with that?
That seemed like the most important
That'd be
one.
how you
Oh,
met.
so your stepbrothers? Oh, okay.
No, we did it in order. I told you how I knew him in order, and then all right. I'm
My
gonna
mom
find
would
this
never
photo.
marry your
Okay, I
dad.
found it.
My mom has higher standards than that.
No one would marry my dad.
Let me see this.
That is a big old head.
It looks like he's standing 20 feet in front of the camera. Like 20 feet in front of you.
That's what, yeah, it does look like that.
Come on, man.
It's like
That-
forced perspective.
Yeah, some Gandalf film tricks going on.
Yeah,
but
it looks
no.
like Photoshop. Like if you look at that, that looks normal. If you look at that, it looks normal. But then you put him next to each other, you go, "What is his head? That head is so big." Head.
He be thinking. That's what the hat. It literally says I be thinking.
I'll tell you a good George
He got a
Wallace
good
story.
brain, yeah.
That's the night I got that photo. The only time I've ever met him. He drops in. He said, being so respectful. The Gotham Comedy Club does a 8:00 show, a 10:00 show, and then a 1:00 show. Nobody wants to do the 1:00 show. I just learned recently that a lot of comics write that out of their contract. But I'm the only dum dum that's like, yeah, I'll do the 1:00. I just say yes to everything. So I'm there, and I guess George Wallace dropped in. And he's like asked if he could do a spot, and then the owner goes, we told him he could do a spot. And I said, okay. So then he falsely comes up to me and is like, I would never disrespect the headliner. Is it okay if I was like, of course.
Yeah.
And if I said no, you'd still, you know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever. And he was being polite and really respectful. And then he goes, well, tomorrow I'm shooting Letterman, so I just got to try these 5 minutes of jokes, and then I'll be out of here. I'm gonna burn up a bunch of time. He did 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And he opened with a joke I saw him do on the Tonight Show. It was like, how come in baseball when they get hit, they drop the bat? It's like, I've heard that joke so many times. I was like, he's not trying out new material from Letterman. And just to be a little mischievous, I watched Letterman each night that week. I kept tabs on it to see who the guest. No George Wallace.
He's the best.
I know.
love him
I
so
love it too.
Yeah.
It does make me happy. Who's the what are some of the greatest interactions you've had at the Comedy Magic Club?
Can I tell you one more George Wallace great
Yeah.
interaction?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I was fixing the TV and Bill was on the roof adjusting the satellite dish. So he was radioing me to change wires and whatnot. And it was Jay night. So Jay was there, Jimmy Brogan. I think Jay was on stage. And one of Jay's openers, I won't even name, but he I guess colors his hair a little bit, maybe. He's an older gentleman. And so he's teasing me because I was growing my hair out and it looks terrible. So he goes, what kind of Halloween trick-or-treat haircut is that? Are you going to cut your hair, blah, blah, blah. It's terrible. George Wallace just overhears it. He's standing in the hall with Mike and he overhears and he goes, man, leave the guy alone. And then he says the guy's name. He goes, what the F color hair is that? He goes, I was at Home Depot all day. I could not find that color.
That's great. He defended your honor.
He defended me. He doesn't even
and
know who I am.
roasted this dude.
The
That's
nicest
great.
man ever.
Oh, so that is a ballsy move for an old guy to make fun of a young guy.
But anyway.
He's just teasing me. I mean,
I know,
he's
but
great.
that's quite a reach or quite a leap. And you're not even like another comedian. I mean, you are now, but at that time you weren't doing. You were just
just
working in a
in
comedy club.
Maybe that's why. Maybe he thought he could go in and he wouldn't have to worry about getting slam dunked. Little did he know.
George Wallace.
George Wallace came in with the alley-oop.
And he's punching down. He's like, "Oh, I'll make fun of the staff, not any of the other comedians."
Yeah.
And then his still gets punked.
George Wallace comes in with the fucking windmill.
I love that green
best.
room, man.
I
I can't tell you how many great times I've had in that green room.
Oh, it's the best.
There's one comic when they're in the green room, I get very irritable. And but I'm like, I feel so at home there that I don't mind like letting it be known.
Jay Leno.
No, I'll just straight like just being like just like kind of like verbally giving it to that comedian
Oh
like a
my
little
gosh.
bit, and people are like, "Oh God, Jeff's on one tonight." It's like, yeah. It's like I feel like I feel safe here, you know. I like the Magic Club. Wait, so
the
tell me,
best.
what's the best interaction?
That was up
That was
there.
up there?
Yeah. Oh man, there's so many I can't even. Well, it's crazy because like my job is like the office right next to it, so like I hear everything and like just amazing stories like every single night. Let me think.
Such a great place.
Spade was so nice. I mean, everybody's so nice there, but David Spade, I remember being really nice. We talked about Looney Tunes for like 5 minutes.
What?
He like knows a lot about Looney Tunes.
What a weird thing to know a lot about.
And I know a lot about Looney Tunes. So we joked about that for like
So
a second.
why do you know about Looney Tunes?
I love Looney
I don't
Tunes.
have David
It's the
Spade here.
best.
What could like what does that mean? You've seen all the episodes?
Like OG.
So we all grew up with them,
You've
right?
done a
Yeah.
deep
Like, you
dive
saw-
on Looney Tunes?
So like watch them again. They're really good. I didn't see Game of Thrones. I didn't see House of Cards. Rewatch Looney Tunes. Give it a
Rewatch
shot.
it.
It's
They
really
made
good.
a-
same amount of time it takes.
Same amount of time.
They made a new show probably, I don't know, 10,
Yeah, it was like
10
a few years
ago
ago or something.
and it was like Daffy and Bugs like lived together, and it was actually fucking hilarious.
It was?
because it's kind of like a more adult, and they're like roommates. It was pretty fun.
That's funny.
What a weird thing to do.
Yeah, and they were getting like SNL cast members to like do voices and stuff for it. So
So,
it was
like,
pretty
weird, you know,
mainstream.
Why give up this money train?
Yeah,
Bugs and Daffy have been making us bank over here
Yeah.
for this long. I don't know why we squashed this idea now.
yeah.
Just the other night, I was walking in the hall, texting on my phone, and Alan Havey walked by me, and he just goes, "Look up, you're missing it." just stuff like that. I love.
Just like completely bullying the young.
Yeah.
You guarantee he said that a lot to society. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I think like
You're missing it.
Alan Havey's like anger towards youth is like the funniest thing, but it's always very funny.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's like a secret sweetheart too.
Yeah.
Like one of the nicest guys in the world. But if you watch his act, you're like, this guy hates all of us. But he hates in the funniest way.
Yeah.
What's your most memorable story from the green room there?
Anytime Daniel Tosh is there and watching how he speaks to other comedians is so funny.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so like, cause he's just so good at words. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the way we try to be on stage, the way we like will dissect, it's just how he is all the time.
Interesting.
So, like for example, like Arnie Adams is on stage and he's doing his act, and Arnie Adams is like, you know, in my day we didn't have Facebook. You know, he's like doing the whole thing, and then he comes in the green room and Daniel just goes, "Are you like the youngest comedian to ever say in my day?" Or he's like 30. The audience is like 80.
Yeah.
And he just keeps shouting at them like in my day.
That's so funny.
And I just remember thinking like, wow, what a fantastic observation. Like Warren was like in his 30s, I think at that time. It was like 2010 or something. Or
By the way, and he still do it. I saw him do that stuff at the Comedy Store, like
which works because
2
he's
months
getting
ago.
older though. So that
Yeah.
there is that.
where he doesn't yell into the mic because he's so angry.
Oh yeah, like he
I
just leaves
love
the mic
Warren.
behind him or whatever. Does a kind of a weird
he doesn't need it.
theater thing. Yeah.
yeah.
I like it. He crushes, man. I love Warren.
He's the best.
Who's not the best? You've said that all the people are the best.
They're all
Alan,
great.
George Lopez. Right. So I'm trying to think like
Who robbed you of beer and you still think he's the best?
Oh yeah, that's fraud. That's criminal.
I didn't even go in for beer.
Yeah,
I
but
got my
still.
coasters. I was happy.
Yeah.
It has his
The
head on it.
I'm trying to think. Oh, so like one time, Gabriel Iglesias came in,
Yeah.
and Daniel said, "Did you come here to work on some new sounds?" Like it's just those little moments where I'm like, "Oh, that is so like he's
Genius.
just not
I
afraid."
can't believe he goes to the comedy like
he doesn't
just-
anymore.
well, yeah, but just what I know of him
Yeah,
and what I know of the Comedy Magic Club and how you speak of it,
Yeah.
it seems so foreign.
well, he jokes. I've heard him say to the audience one time when he was not doing, it wasn't his crowd. He's like, I hate this club and I hate all of you. And the crowd's like, well, we didn't deserve that. We're laughing. And he's like, the only reason I come to this club is because it's 5 minutes from my house. If they built a comedy club in between my house and that I'd go to that comedy club. Just punishing them for being there. I'm trying to think of the other ones he said. He's had so many like good zingers. But it's fun to just be around that. It's fun to, he told Heath Heitch. Heath Heitch is this really good like Disney comedian, really clean, impersonates, puts on like wigs and glasses and kind of does these real quick characters, you know, on stage. And he gets off stage and Danny goes, I hate 10 comedians and you're 5 of them. They're just so well written. Just so good. It's like, those are like insults that will just kind of go, oh, that kind of cut me a little to the core. I don't deserve that. Oh, it's so funny. It's a fun place though, because just legends are coming and going. Yeah. But I get very territorial of it. I can't help it. Like when I see a new guy there, I'm always like, who's this guy? Then nobody emailed me about this guy. Like I have some like
you're on
some,
the board or something.
Exactly. Like it's a stupid thing to feel. But they always make really good choices, I feel like. Is there anyone there you hate?
No.
Really? There's not a comic when you see on the bill?
He'll tell us off camera, I think.
No, you can tell us and we won't air his name, you know, or her name.
No. I mean, I feel like my taste in comedy is like pretty much the same as...
It's pretty bad taste?
It's pretty bad taste.
Because you like everything?
I love Looney Tunes.
You just said I love all the comics. There's not a
George
single
Lopez.
comic I don't like. Yeah. But... doesn't it mean like if you have like a really well-tuned palate for something that you have things you don't like and you do like?
I guess that's true.
Because like your music selection is phenomenal. You might know more about music than anyone I know, and you're way younger than all the people I would put you up against. Like you introduced me to Bob Seger. You introduced me to you gave me his records. It was awesome. Because we were supposed to go to Bob Seger. No, I didn't know much.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to.
I just said yes to go to that concert, and then you gave me like some records as like a thank. It was awesome. What was the other the guy, he's a black country musician.
Oh, Charlie Pride?
Charlie Pride, never heard of that guy.
He's amazing, yeah.
He's awesome. Great record. You have a big vinyl or a good vinyl collection, not huge.
I have a lot.
Oh, you do have a lot.
Yes. I don't know. It's like a rabbit hole it's a dumb hobby to have.
What's your favorite record?
Why is it a dumb hobby?
Favorite record?
That you own.
That I own? Probably like Abbey Road, Beatles, or like...
Why do you think it's a dumb hobby?
Because it's expensive.
But every hobby can be like that.
Yeah. That's true.
Plus, how much would a record cost if we go to a record store just to like pop it? Like, I know it depends, but generally, you'd go to a record store, you think, oh, if I find something, I'm probably going to end up spending...
Like, it varies totally, but like $7.
$7.
Like, if it's really good.
If Tony goes into a video game store and he wants to buy a video game, which I know that's not how video games are purchased anymore. But if you did...
I still do, because I still like physical.
You'd say, oh, if I find something, I'm spending minimum $50.
Yeah, well, yeah, if it's brand new,
right,
it's $60 no matter what. If it's brand new, but my goal is like, because there's so many games coming out, so many different things that if I can get it like 6 months down the road, if I can get it for like $30, is when it's like,
yeah,
it's good,
it's perfect.
Yeah, because nothing,
I'll do it.
None of my hobbies have any like. There's no like resale value.
Yeah,
the things I'm buying, it's not like I can.
That's the worst thing about collecting stuff because you think it's worth so much.
It's not.
And then the day comes when you have to sell it, and you're like, I'm just going to keep it because nobody's going to buy this.
Well, that's why I tell everyone, just enjoy your stuff.
Yeah.
Don't ever think that like you're some business mogul. You're not going to be able to.
I wish I had that mentality because every time we'd have PlayStation 1 stuff, but then the PlayStation 2 was coming out, we would sell all that stuff to get the PlayStation 2.
Sure.
And then we'd sell the PlayStation 2 stuff to get the PlayStation 3. Now all that stuff is worth a little more.
A little bit.
Not than when we sold it.
I know, but not worth lugging around.
I guess.
Yeah, and then also like to have to deal with people that buy those things is a nightmare. Like they're like, do you have the box? You're like, it's from like it's the original.
That was crazy. We used to think that was just the package and we'd throw it away. But no, it's like
it's in pretty bad condition. It's the first Atari. What do you mean it's in bad? Like people are the worst, and it's kind of insulting. Like I was trying to sell this thing. Maybe I shouldn't share this. I was trying to sell like a Gucci travel bag, right? $650. I figure I have to sell it for $400. Some guy gets it. People are like, I'll give you $100 cash tonight. It's like, sounds like you don't deserve Gucci.
Yeah.
The whole idea of Gucci is that you're bragging,
right?
That you got this expensive thing and you got it like that.
Right.
But guess what? You didn't. You came to this third-party app and you're trying to nickel and dime somebody who does own something expensive.
Yeah.
And you're trying now then flex to your friends like, look at my Gucci handbag. You're a liar. You're a liar and a fraud. and you're gross.
Well, people know when you're selling something that
They think you're desperate
they
or
think
something?
you're desperate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I did get a Super Nintendo that way.
they'll lowball you like
On Craigslist, the kid was selling a Super Nintendo with like 20 games and 2 controllers for like $150. And I was like, dude, that's worth it to
Right.
me for sure. And so then I just emailed him like, hey, if you can meet me, you know, where I live. And he goes, well, what's halfway? I live here. What's halfway to your house? But I didn't tell him where I lived. So I just go, halfway would be downtown LA around this like Staples. Can you meet it? That's right outside where I live. That'd be halfway for me if you want to meet.
yeah.
And it was not the Staples Center, but like an actual Staples. It was just like right outside of the little area that the factory was in. And so I met him, and I was like, this is all, I don't know. He goes, if you just give me $100, I'll take it. And I was like, all right, $100. I gave him 100 cash because he's like, I need to buy drugs. And I was like, yeah, dude, I got you, man.
Enjoy your drugs, man.
I'll be playing Mario Party, and you'll be high as a kite, happy got rid of this.
Yeah, both parties happy.
Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
I think he said weed or something.
Yeah,
All
he
right.
probably buying weed.
It wasn't like he was getting PCP or something.
No.
Some people might have heard that and they went, oh, well, Jeff doesn't care.
Need some weed, man. Hey, out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly. That's his life. He's a grown man.
Yeah.
Selling merch, some good electronics that works.
He figured out Craigslist.
Yeah.
He's
gonna
gonna
figure it
probably
out.
figure it out.
Also, he went to a safe white neighborhood to come get money for his drugs.
You know what's funny? You could package all the stuff you bought from him for $100 that day. You'd probably get a couple hundred today.
Oh, really?
Probably.
I don't know, but I romanticize about keeping my Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah, you got
When
it.
I don't even need to. We've got the
Retron.
Retron.
I have
What's
that
that?
one.
Oh, you don't, I didn't get the little one. No, we have a thing that like could play like all the old games in
nice.
it.
It's like 5 consoles in one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we use it
Pretty
to record.
sweet.
Yeah,
It's awesome. You can record right off of it.
because it's HDMI.
Okay,
so,
cool.
So it's like you're not using the old.
And you don't have to like fool with all the wires of like whatever in the system you want to put in. You just
Right.
pop the 64
Yeah,
game
it's
in or
got-
you pop a Sega
Yeah,
game in.
it's got Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, and then Famicom, which is Japanese regular Nintendo.
Guess how many times I've
nice.
used that one?
Yes. And then Sega Genesis, and then Game Boy in the front.
There's not a
Game
64
Boy?
on there?
Nice.
No.
No.
But yeah, they got Game Boy, so you can play Game Boy games on your TV.
That's pretty sweet. I love that stuff. I every day talk about getting more into that world, but it's tough.
Yeah,
It's just a big world.
it's a big world. It's a big world.
It's like, you don't follow Sunni 12? And you're like, no. And then you go to like Sunni 12's page and it has like 900 million followers. And you're like, I'm competing with guys I've never even heard of.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That video game world's gigantic. This guy, he should be huge in that world. Sitting around playing video games so much. I've never seen so many video games. He's
probably-
crushing.
Kids are like watching other people play.
I know.
And
I
like
know.
when we were kids, that was the worst friend. When you go
Yeah,
to
you're
their
like,
house,
when's
they're
it my turn?
Yeah.
Hurry up, Aaron Roundtree. I get that you can beat Zelda. I've never played it.
Right. He's like, I just have the one controller. You're like, oh, okay.
See, I was the opposite. I was the
Just
youngest.
have the
I was the
one
youngest
control.
brother, so like I would always watch, and I actually enjoyed it. And I think
Yeah.
that's where my
But
enjoyment came.
were you too young that you would know how to play it very well?
Yeah, no. Like I couldn't beat like when 64 came out, Zelda came out on it. I was like 7. Like there's
Yeah.
no way I would ever be able to handle that. So like watching my brother and my cousin play was cool.
Yeah, I get that. But so when I started playing, anytime there was someone else around to play video games was when it was kind of fun and we were all doing like a multiplayer with like my friends. In my house, I was the only boy. I was the only one interested in playing video games. I think if I just saw, like if I came out of like my living room or came out of my room, saw in the living room my sister playing my like video games, I would probably murder her. I'd probably hit her in the back of the head with a chair and kill her because she was like, no one touches my Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never had to learn about sharing.
Right.
There's all girls in there.
Man.
I was never sneaking in like wearing their jean jackets and shit. Like, no, like
Yeah.
they had girl stuff and the video game thing was a boy thing. There was no, so I never had to like deal with it. I never watched anyone play video games.
My roommate and I, we play Super Smash on N64 like every day.
To
But-
now? Or,
yeah.
Not a boy.
But I can't play by myself. And I like
Yeah.
romanticize about being the guy.
And
I'll
that's
buy
not-
Red Dead Redemption or something and sit there.
Oh,
But I can't do it. I'll play
should.
for like an hour and then I'll fall asleep.
I
but
played
that's
for like,
good though. Playing for an hour at a time is what I kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
play
what-
like an hour a day.
And that's what the Nintendo Switch
Max.
Nintendo Switch is great for because like I can get ready for bed
Yeah.
and I can play it handheld
Oh.
just in bed for like half hour, an hour, and then just go to bed if I want. You
Dangerous.
know? I
Me
did
and
play
my
for like
roommate.
13
Yelling at
hours
each other.
yesterday though.
You played 13 hours?
I played a lot of it. I
That's
like beat a
awesome.
game yesterday. I have so many games
So
on my list.
crazy.
I gotta
That's the dream.
I gotta start knocking them off. You know?
No, the dream is if you could do that and monetize it.
yeah, if I was getting paid to do it, that would be
It's
my dream.
not the dream when you're like like it's dark out. And you're like, oh god,
Yeah.
I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah, that's how it was yesterday.
It's like a werewolf coming out of there.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'll play for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, I should be doing
Something.
laundry or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I always feel bad for those World of Warcraft kids
Oh man.
because that's so all-consuming, and they put all their identity in
But
that.
they can sell their accounts for a lot of money.
Is
right?
it
True, yeah.
How
People
much?
will like level up their
$100.
characters and then sell their character.
How much?
2,000 hours for 100.
That'd be awful. Yeah, the numbers don't work out.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I could actually, you know what? This is an interesting thing. You can tell me if you've found this to be true or if you disagree. I've ran into like professional video gamers like on airplanes and airports and this in my travels, right? And then I've ran into professional video game players' parents also before in airports and in my travels. And they are some cocky little shits. And the way they'll straight up like talk to you, like they'll be like, I've heard them even talking to other people like, yeah, we play video games for them. It's a pretty good living, dude. We get paid to play video games. Some of us make like over 50,000. And you're like, whoa. Like they're like defensive when nobody's being.
Ah.
And I've heard parents of them do that too. My son, you wouldn't believe it. He's making like $30,000 a month just playing video games. Just playing video games. I was like, you don't have to do this weird
because I think we're
flex.
we're just starting to like break that stigma of like
Right.
where it's back when we were kids.
You couldn't do that.
No,
It was a movie.
it was bad if you played video games
Yeah.
for 8 hours a day.
Right, right.
That was bad. You were
Parents were
worthless.
scared.
Yeah, you should be doing other things.
Right.
So now I feel like they still have that thing where it's like, so your son plays video games 12 hours a day.
But
It's
that's
like,
what
yeah,
they-
but he's making
But that's what they think people are
exactly.
thinking.
But
and no one is.
now it's accepted.
We're just conversing.
It's
In fact,
accepted
why
now.
would I be on my horse? I fucking tell jokes for a living.
Do you think the
that I'm
first
calling them
comedian-
losers? I think it's cool. I love video
I
games.
had my dad,
But like they're like in my
say-
face about how much money. Like it's like, you want me to tell you how much money I make? Is that what this is? Is this
Yeah.
a big dick
Yeah.
competition?
But I even had my dad's like, these guys are making
I know.
how much money, and it's like I was like,
I know.
are you encouraging me to play video games?
Oh, that's great.
It's funny.
Well, but also like, I'm encouraging you to play video games because you're
Yeah.
obviously good at it. And I don't even care if you're good at it because I'm not watching your screen. I like how much you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I love watching someone enjoy something. I come downstairs, it's 4:00 in the morning, I'm going to catch a flight, and I just hear him shouting at a television.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way he's up. He's up.
Dude, I gotta fucking deliver those packages as Norman Reedus, bro.
I'm telling you, it was wild. And I just kept going, and I smiled to myself. Yeah, I love that he likes that thing. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, remember, that was kind of a magic age when I was a kid, is I got a new game that I really liked, but I still got to go to school. I get some responsibility.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, if I wake up at like 7, I could probably play for like 40 minutes before. And then while I'm playing for 40 minutes, I'm like, all right, if I skip breakfast over there,
Yeah.
I get another 10 minutes in. It was like very
This
exciting.
is my problem.
And that's kind of what I think I picture you doing down there. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, this is-
I don't have to go to bed. I'm an adult. I
yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah. This is my problem from that night, and then also yesterday why I played 13 hours because I get in the zone and I play for so long where I'm like, I'm in the end game too. So I'm like, I can stop now and I pick it up in like 2 days and play for like an hour and then the game's over.
Yeah.
Or I fucking power through and just finish it now.
Sure.
And then it turns out that it's a little longer than I thought it was going to be left. Especially that night when you came down for
Dude,
a
he
flight.
was yelling.
It's because I was at the end of
He's
the game.
alone.
Yeah, by myself.
How fucking hard is this?
I'm playing against
And then
anyone.
like a pause for like 8
Just
seconds.
like,
And then he's like,
Jesus. I'm like, why did they make it like
you
this?
gotta be kidding me. And then a pause for 10 more seconds. Like, fucking really? I was like, dude, he's either beating the hell out of his girlfriend or he is like
He's
just playing
driving
a
over
game.
to my old coffee
And
shop and
I-
punching holes in the
Yeah,
wall.
I hope he's playing a game right now.
Yeah. Just fucking wanted to finish that fucker. I was like, I'm done. I'm tired. Because then I'm grumpy because I'm tired. I
Yeah.
want to go to bed.
What's the
Have
name
you
of
ever
the
been
game
playing
again?
a game?
That one was called Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
Have you ever played a game and you're kind of stuck on a part, and then just by not playing for like 5 hours or the next day, you play really well, right? When you pick it back up?
Yes.
Like for whatever reason, you're getting in like that pattern of just dying or something. And then like just by taking that break and coming
Yeah.
back, you beat it like right
Yeah, I
away.
was playing a Mega Man game with my best friend, and those games are notoriously hard. And we were just on like one of the final levels, and we couldn't fucking beat it.
Is this shit a chick or is that the different game? That's Metroid.
That's Metroid.
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking beat it. And then I was at his house, but I was like, I gotta leave. I had like a family dinner. So I went to dinner for a couple hours, came back. All right, let's do this. And fucking aced it on the
Yeah.
first try. I was like,
It's weird. I've noticed it
What?
a bunch. Like when I play like Luigi, I play like really pretty easy games, but they're hard for me. So it's great.
I like halfway through that, you're like, oh, my family.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just remember.
Secondary.
oh, it's my mom's fucking birthday. Oh, shit.
My mom has the same birthday as Donkey Kong. Like that's how he knows everything.
Oh.
That's weird.
You said Luigi, like Mansion?
Well, like when I play those
Yeah,
games, like I'll
nice.
notice like I'll play better when I just like put it down for like an hour.
Right.
Like I'll die 1,000 times on this stupid boss, but then literally like I'll go get a coffee because I play all at the airport. And then I'll go get a coffee at the airport, kind of like check some Instagram or my emails, and then I go right back to that boss like 40 minutes later, and then I'll crush it like right away. I was like, well, what was that about? He seemed pretty easy this time. It's a weird video game
Just had
thing.
to recenter your chi, bro.
Dude, video game chi. Doesn't this look strangely real also? Like that face is so strangely human. It's like a Sasquatch kind of Sasquatch-esque. It also sheds everywhere. So that's another reason I'm glad we got away from Bub. Because like he doesn't shed, but this is going to be everywhere just because we're holding it.
The womp.
All right. Let's talk about stand-up comedy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. When did you start? I know Aaron took you out for the first time ever. Aaron Michael Marsh.
Aaron Michael Marsh.
And it didn't seem like you liked it.
Well,
You're around comedy all the time.
Started when I was 18 in college, and then did it for maybe a year then up in San Francisco.
Okay.
And then I stopped and got into the improv team in college and all that dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then,
you didn't like it? I like that stuff.
I mean,
It's
was
not my
fun.
world. Yeah.
I was just hanging out. And so I kind of stopped doing that. And then I got the job at Comedy Magic Club on one of my summer breaks. And then I would do like stand up like sporadically, but it was
periodically or whatever.
never anything like serious. And then Aaron and I, like a year ago, we went out together because like Rich put us together.
Yeah.
And he was like, you guys can go out and Aaron will help you. And I probably went like 2 months with him, like almost every night.
Oh, really? I didn't know it was that long. That's great.
Yeah, maybe it's just like a month and a half or something. But
That's still longer than I thought. That's great.
yeah. And then like that time, and then I dropped off again for like a year, I feel like.
Because you met a girl.
Yeah. I
Initially.
think. Yeah, I did.
Well, and this is an interesting thing to note. Girls are great. Significant others great. They take a lot of time.
Oh my God, yeah.
How are you going to be with try to be romancing and courting a girl and then be like, oh, also every night I'm not available.
Right.
And during
Yeah,
the days I work. So if we could make this work, maybe like once a week on Saturday afternoons, like that's why so many comics are like just single.
Right.
That's where I'm at right
Well,
now.
that's what I'm like.
What do you do?
I don't know what to do. I'm like, hey, do you
You
want to go
text
out
her
on
all
a
day?
date?
No,
Like,
I'm
do
at
you want
the
to go?
once a week.
Oh, I see.
It's working great.
Yeah, it's fun. Great
Like,
gal.
now you're like, hey, you want to go on a date? They're like, yeah, sure. When's good for you? I'm like, midnight at Denny's.
I know, yeah,
on
yeah.
like Tuesdays.
Yeah,
Is that cool? But yeah, so now I've been going up for like past 2-3 months, like
Nice.
every night, a couple times. So,
Addicted?
addicted.
Are you
and
addicted?
having a good time.
It's so fun.
Again, I feel like I wasn't having a good time when I was with Aaron,
Oh, good.
and I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, you were still questioning it. Like, do I like
Aaron
doing
was like,
this?
you don't want to do this. I'm like, you're probably right.
Well, that's not good if he's like spewing that into your
But no, but Aaron helped me so much.
Yeah,
like,
he's
Aaron,
very funny.
Like would always like quick tags, like stuff I wouldn't even
I think he's
about.
the funniest person I know, like in almost every way.
He's a joke machine.
He is,
Yeah.
but he's tough to joke robot.
He's a joke.
I know that sounds worse, but
We went and saw Sonic the Hedgehog last week, and
Yeah.
just like in the middle of the movie, he'll just lean over
Oh,
and
yeah.
pop one in.
I love it. He's so funny and he's so. I don't think it's fully, and I don't feel like I'm saying anything I wouldn't say to Aaron. I'm just waiting for him to turn that corner on how he can really exacerbate that on stage.
Yeah.
I think he's still looking for that on stage to show how funny he really is. It's tough, man. It's like that's a really tough corner to turn. But so tonight, this won't air tonight, so never mind. I might go. I'm not sure. If you want to carpool,
Yeah, let's go.
comedy.
Come watch me bomb.
Comedy
I'm not gonna
carpool.
watch you,
And,
Bob. I'm gonna watch you. Give you some jokies.
Give me some jokies.
Give me some jokies. I'm actually going to be on Comedy Central this week, which I'm excited about. I don't know when those will air, but live from the cellar, which will be awesome.
Oh, cool.
And then last week I did Nightly Pop on E.
Nice.
Yeah, which is like this like gossip show. No idea why they'd want me for this. They're like, come in here with the whole network just, is a gay dudes and ladies. And then we watch shows that are demographed to like get. Also, you're a straight white male. Why don't you just sit there and tell us your take on the shows you didn't watch. But I went in there and just had fun and like kind of just ran with it. And I think because there hasn't been a straight white male's, not white, but like a straight male's perspective on that network for so long that a lot of people like
It's like
responded
refreshing,
to it.
yeah.
Like, oh, he's different. You're like, no, I'm the majority in most situations.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So I
saw
had
on
a
your
really, really
Instagram,
good time.
You went twice, right?
I did it 3 days in a row.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it
That's
was
so
super,
cool.
super fun. I'm trying to think why I brought that up.
I don't know. You brought up Live at the Cellar.
I know. I'm trying to think what.
Is Live at a Cellar?
So on Nightly Pop, sorry.
Yeah.
I kept having Tony like edit the clips that they sent to me so I could post on my Instagram because not everyone watches E or even television for that matter, but I know people would see it if I put it on Instagram.
Right.
And the comments are so wild, like just so wild. I would post mine, and now those are my followers commenting, so good stuff.
Yeah.
But then I would click on Nightly Pop, and they'd post like kind of the same clip, and I'd just read those things, and it was just literally like, "Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter at? Why is Hunter not on here? Is Hunter not here? Why is Hunter?" And that's the guy like I was filling in for,
Yeah.
and I was like, "I'm not replacing him." I'm just filling in for him. And they're like, "We want Hunter. I love Hunter. This guy's whatever, but Hunter's the best. When's Hunty coming back? Hunter?" And I was like, "Jeepers." And like a lot of people are like, "I don't know. I'm not watching till Hunter comes back. Who's this dude?" It's like, dude, relax. The guy took some time off from work. He's doing a thing. I don't know what you want from me, but it's just people hate change.
Right.
Like that, the host could be replaced by Beyonce for the week, and they'd be like, "I don't know. Show's different now. We don't." It's like, they just hate change. One of the comments said, "I don't understand why men are so obsessed with hair. They're so obsessed with keeping their hair. They're so obsessed with it. Like, just shave it bald. Just get rid of it all. I don't know why you'd want to wear that toupee." And I literally like stopped in my tracks when I read that comment. How bad is my hair or haircut that someone would believe that this is a toupee? Also, I'm only 37. They think I have a toupee. That was so. I don't normally like repost comments or reply to like if they're negative. I had to. I was like, "What do you think this is a
I think
toupee?"
they're just being a douche.
You think so?
They're just being a dick.
I thought they were just like really out of touch, like some
Maybe.
like older person who doesn't usually comment on.
I'm just so used to if anything's on the internet. Well, that's true. They're either just stupid,
Yeah, that's what I think this person
way
was.
stupid, or they're just like trolling. You know?
I thought that like I was under the impression.
Well, he's
by
obsessed
looking,
with hair.
No, it's a woman.
Oh, okay.
And I believe that maybe she's just older and doesn't really know how like social media works. And was trying to make a point about hair, and I think she really did think it was a toupee like that I was wearing.
I don't know that's why I'm just like I gotta understand the stupidity of people,
Yeah,
but that was just because it does not even like any percent look like a toupee.
You know what you got to do next
you should
time
talk
you
to
go back
one of my
on?
sisters. If you hear the way she speaks about things, you'd go, "People think like that." Like that's the type of person.
You got to go to the makeup department and get that ball cap, and then have your hair like
Did
as
it.
a wig, and then pull it off on the air.
That'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
And just address that person.
Okay, I've heard your comments. What's funny because like give you a good example. My sister. One time we're at a dinner. Right, this is like when I probably in high school. My sister's trying to show how smart she is. Right, talking to a bunch of dummies at the dinner table, and she's a dummy herself. And she's like, "Oh, it's you know what's funny about Hitler is because I don't know how we're on that subject." She goes, "Well, you know, Hitler was the funny thing about him is he was actually Jewish." And I was like, "No, that's not accurate at all." He's like famously Austrian, and like we all know the biology. Like we know that that's not. And she just stayed the course. She just doubled down. She's like, "No, it's true. That's what's so weird about it is that he hated Jews, but he was it was like." I just remember I could feel my hands go towards her throat. Like it was like, not only are you stupid, but you're arrogant about it. You're pretending like it's and like also there's no relearning of like a lot of people like that. So like if they learned from their track coach is in grade 11 that it's bad to run on concrete or something because it's bad for like the joints, right? And then 10 years later there's a new study that's like, well, concrete is actually better than running on sand because that stuff's we're always learning more. My sister, till her death, will be like, running on concrete's bad. My track teacher, I ran track in 11th grade. Like she's so committed to. Someone taught her the word salmonella, and now like. She can't see raw eggs without being like, "Don't eat that, you'll get salmonella." It's like you're just running with the very few things she's ever learned, whether they're accurate or not. It's like insane. Also, it's all pre-internet era.
Yeah.
So maybe someone did tell her that like Hitler was Jewish, but she just didn't know the homework, and now she's like sticking to the information. It's so frustrating.
You know what?
So people like that would be like, they might have saw my hair coming down. You know, sometimes my hair comes down, like you could see that I'm like receding here. That's what this haircut's designed to do. Bangs help cover like the recede part. So she probably saw that. She's on her TV and then she goes, "Hey, what's the dollar? Toupees?" And it's just like, you're a mutant.
Yeah.
You're a mutant who
Well,
just...
people, that's true. Especially in this climate and politics and stuff, people will just take something and run with it.
Oh, yeah.
They won't do any homework. They'll read a headline, not an article. They won't look and see that the source is government news with a
Sure.
Z dot, you know.
When if that lady heard me saying this,
Net
she might even
slash, you
spin
know.
it and be like, "No, I was helping him. I was telling him he didn't need to do that. He could just be bald."
Right.
I was being positive.
down.
I was saying, hey, you know, you don't need to do the hair like that. Just shave it bald because so many men are obsessed. I was like, no, that's you know that would hurt someone's feelings if you said it to their face.
Yeah.
You get a toupee. What a lady. What a lady. Guys, this weekend I am in New Jersey at the Stress Factory. Please buy tickets to that. And then immediately after that, I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm not sure. I'm at Howie Mandel's Comedy Club in Atlantic City. Please come buy tickets to those. You guys got anything you want to plug? Ari,
Got nothing.
where can people see you?
Social media,
I don't
nothing.
know.
You doing any spots this weekend?
Instagram.
Instagram, ARY AZIZIan, ARY AZIZIAN.
They'll never remember that. Yeah, that was really hard to
Look in
do.
the
I
description
live in
below.
Torrance, and that's it.
I live in Torrance.
Come kill
If you
me.
ever want to come kill me. You're the greatest. Tone Bear?
Screen Peekers.
Nice.
Got some stuff coming. Some video games if you like video
Are
game
those
stuff.
views, you notice a little bump in any of that?
Well, we're kind of on a hiatus right now and
Okay.
kind of backlogging some stuff,
Okay.
which I'm excited about. But it'll be coming back, and then we got our thing coming.
Nice.
Once
I love it.
once you come back from your long journey,
Also,
we'll bunker down and get some stuff done.
perfect. And also, 100th episode coming up soon,
Coming up, this is 98.
which I'm very excited about. We have a few potential guests for future episodes that haven't confirmed yet that we're excited, so we don't want to announce them. Because people flake. People
Yeah.
flake pretty often. That's the interesting thing about podcasts just in general.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Is
perform at a hot dog stand on Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
Is that real?
Yeah,
There you go.
every Wednesday. Mia's Hot Dogs in Highland Park.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's
Is it good?
outdoors. They have hot dogs. It's good.
No, the show's good?
No, but the hot dogs are good.
That's great.
So,
Fantastic.
there you go. Get us
What
a
if
hot
you're a
dog.
vegetarian or vegan? Do they have options
I
for
think
you?
they do, but
Wow.
the hosts have a fog machine too.
That's
so that's
so
always
Highland
good.
Park.
bread and
It's
mustard.
like we're in a hot dog stand, but if you're a vegan or vegetarian, we're accommodating you as well.
Yeah, it's
Most hot dog
perfect.
stands all over the world be like, fuck off these vegetarians and vegans. Not this one. Highland Park's like, well, we'd have to.
Yeah.
We'd make no money.
Shout
In
out to the
Highland
pipe
Park.
mic.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's the interesting thing about podcasts. If you want to book an ex-athlete or a current athlete for that matter, or a comedian or an actress, anybody, you're looking at thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars for like just their time, their appearance fee, their performance, whatever you want. But for a podcast, hey, can you come to my house for free? And just give me some free content. I might even forget to offer you a drink. Like that's how crazy podcasts have gotten.
That's why like when we book someone or someone has to reschedule or anything happens, I'm just kind of all right.
super
I'm
understanding.
just
yeah.
like, all right, whatever.
I
like, I was
that's-
just fucking asking you to come hang out. Like
That's originally why I didn't want a podcast, is because I used to think like that about doing other people's podcasts. Like, I'm not going to come to your podcast, give you an hour of content for free, and I don't get anything out of it. But then when I was like, well, it will help my career to like meet other people like that.
Yeah,
Also, I
it's a
love the
big
hang.
deal.
I love the conversation. And so it helps, it actually helps my life and makes my life better. So that's good. But I am fascinated by it every time. I'm like looking at someone like, want to come do my podcast? And they're like, I'd love to do your podcast. And I just think, wow, for free? This guy's going to do my podcast for free.
Yeah.
But they do. So it's great. We love you guys for listening, and we love you guys for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're the best, Ari.
Thank you.
Friendship.
That was a fun episode. Big thank you to ARY AZIZIan. I'll see you at coffee, and I'll see you at the Comedy Magic Club like I always do. Thank you for coming on here. Sorry it took 98 episodes to get you on, bud. It's just, sometimes when people are famous and they message you to be on it, you go, I got to do this one. They're a little more famous, and I hate that I'm part of that because this is supposed to be a friendship podcast, not a celebrity interview podcast. These are friends, and you can be my friend by going to patreon.com/Jeff Dye. Subscribe there. You are getting in at the ground level before we blow up, before Tony's getting paid tons of money to play video games, and before I'm on every television channel in the world and have to make this podcast recorded at some studio for heaps of money where I won't have to ask you to contribute to the Patreon. But till then, we need your help to make this thing a reality. And the people that are already helping, Mark Hall, Cheryl Dennison, Jennifer Marshall, I could go on and on. We thank you. It's very, 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 very helpful, and we appreciate you guys. Yeah, thanks. See you guys next week.